12, 13 pounds heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about adding weight. Why did you do it? Why did you think it was the right move? And how do you think it's going to help you?
Yeah, just talking to Coach Fick before we got our winter break, and Coach Brady and Coach Mitchell. Obviously, we changed some stuff. My hands being in the dirt, doing a little more dirty work, if you will. So I just thought it'd be smarter. Even during the season last year, I moved to a 3-tech sometime, doing some different things like that. So I feel like it was just a smarter thing to do. And I think it's more stuff I can do at the next level too. Just being able to be a little heavier and do more. I feel like it gives me a better chance of being good at everything.
Are you done, or do you think you're still going to try to continue to add as you get into some
Yeah, getting here was tough already. I'm up close to about 260 right now, so I think I might be done there.
Yeah, well, tough. Talk about what do you do to gain?
Obviously, eating and lifting and stuff like that, but I feel like once you get out here and start running and stuff like that, that's where it kind of see if you can really keep it on. And even just starting the practice here, obviously you fluctuate weight and stuff when you're practicing. So I think the hardest part is just keeping it on when you're running around and different things like that. So obviously it's easy to gain the weight, but you keep it on when stuff like this starts to happen. So I think that's been the biggest thing I've been trying to work through. That's why I don't think I'll be able to get much heavier than where I'm at now. Because summer all we do is run around and different things like that. And fall camp comes around, it gets hot outside. So I think I'm in a good spot right now.
Fickle talked about how he really liked what he saw from you last year, like when you had your hand in the dirt, kind of more inside. Would you say that there's a role that you prefer between kind of being more inside hand in the dirt versus like outside edge rusher?
I like doing both, just with my hand in the dirt.
Okay.
I think I've been able to see so far that I'm a lot more powerful, a little more faster. I can kind of react a little faster, if you will, when it comes to like pullers and even just my pass rush and stuff too. Just being able to do that stuff out of a 3-point stance, 4-point stance with my hand down, I think it's kind of it was what I did in high school too. So I kind of feel like back at home in a little bit. So it's been fun so far though.
You're playing next to defensive guys who are a lot bigger. I guess I'm just wondering what have you noticed about some of the guys you're lining up next to, and are there ways that you're noticing that size making an impact at this juncture?
Yeah, I think even just Corey, who's usually on the other side of me, I think just him in particular, just knowing that there's somebody else who's 6'6" or however big he is and 300 pounds, I think you can just tell just by how edges are setting now and how we're stopping the run. I think most importantly, I think we've done a great job so far in spring ball, just stopping the run. And our offense running some great schemes, running the ball, run schemes, different things like that. So it's been fun knowing we got guys who can hold their own down there too. I feel like we haven't had that in the past. I feel like we've shown so far that we're doing a good job of stopping the run.
I wanted to ask you about that running, because Dylan Jones is a guy that's been getting quite a few more carries, I think, with the first team than maybe people on the outside expected. What have you seen from him from your side and kind of how to try to stop him?
I think even like last year, the kid's talented. I think it's just a matter of just getting college ready. What I'm saying? I think he's just grown a lot more. I think last season was big for him. Even the reps he was able to get last season, I think it's transferred and grew into some confidence for him. He's playing real confident. He's running the ball super hard. He knows what he's doing. You can tell he's confident in the scheme and the plays and different things like that. And obviously he's young. He's got to be a redshirt freshman, or might even be a true sophomore. I don't know if he's redshirt or not, but I think that's the biggest thing. He's confident. He's running hard. And he's playing fast.
Yeah, when it comes to the new defense, Coach Mitchell mentioned you might slide still in and slide into the interior. You've had a lot of success in the run last year. If you're in that role with this new group of guys, does that help you even more, knowing how big this defensive line is?
Yeah, I think it does help me. I think it helps our defense too, just being able to show different fronts. And we always preach. Coach Tressel preaches like front multiplicity. So being able to show different fronts and do different things like that, I think we're gonna give some offenses some fits being able to do that. And me being able to be a little bit bigger and be able to be competent in those roles, I think is gonna be big for our defense as well.
As he got bigger, do you think that might help you from a pass rush perspective? That's another topic. Or do you think from a pass rushing perspective, for not only for you but for the rest of the group, how does that kind of come about to generate those sacks and maybe even some extra numbers?
Yeah, I think just being able to like use power moves and bull rush through guys that will also set up the speed and the finesse moves too, if you will. Being able to do, I think both of those is like big for the art of pass rush. I feel like it's going to help me a lot, being able to just put on some weight and be able to threaten guys with my power as well.
Aaron was talking about how you don't want to dwell on last year necessarily, but there's some pretty big reminders. Empty trophy case being one of them. That's makes it hard to kind of forget.
Yeah, and we're doing 42 push-ups every day too.
I heard. I guess can that be used as motivation? You don't want to think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Because didn't want to dwell on the past, but we don't. We feel like we quit on ourselves last year, if you will. You know what I'm saying? We didn't like Coach Fick has even been saying we didn't like get beat. We were losing those games, and there's a difference there. And I feel like we've just been able to, I think, just not dwell on it, but I think what you said is perfect. Just it's always in the back of our heads. Like, you're getting tired during the practice, like, okay, we're thinking about those games and that trophy case, especially a guy like me who's my last go around. Like, I don't want to go out with, those trophy cases with nothing in them. So I think just that's the biggest thing, just being a reminder, especially when things get tough and when things aren't going our way. I think that's been a big thing too, especially like a guy like Wiz always reminding me, like, just think about those 42 points, or even Coach Fick is big, like, think about that. We can't help but think about it when we're doing stuff after practice and doing things in the weight room to kind of keep reminders. So I think the staff has done a great job too, reminding us and just keeping us cognizant of those things.
Is it Iowa game the one that sticks out the most, or is Nebraska? Or
Yeah,
Minnesota,
because when have you ever heard Iowa score 42 points ever? like ever? You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, yeah, like that one, obviously all three of them, but 42 points is unacceptable to anybody, but especially those guys. So I think just from that aspect, yeah. So, but I say
I think, after the season, you may be one of the first guys to come out and say, hey, unfinished business, I'm coming back. I guess I'm wondering, why was it such a, I don't know if it was a slam dunk, but why was it such a quick decision? What went into you deciding, hey, I want to stick here rather than go somewhere else?
Right. I love where I'm at. I love, obviously I've been here through two staffs. I love the coaches here. I love Coach Fickle. I really do. I love Coach Fickle. I love Coach Mitchell. I love the guys that I know, like Ricardo. I knew we were kind of going to come back and do it together. Guys that we've been talking in the locker room. It's like, man, we don't want to be that group to kind of go out how we just went out, like how we sent out Hunter and Chaney and those guys. So I think just knowing that we were going to have some of the guys like Preston and those guys come back and be able to do it again, knowing what Coach Fick saw for the future, I was like, man, I got to be a part of this. And like I said, man, I just love where I'm at. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. I can't imagine myself. Obviously, with the nature of the game, you can't help but think about maybe like, can you imagine being somewhere else? So obviously you get that thought, but when I think of those things after losing to Minnesota, I can't imagine doing this anywhere else. So that's what it came down to.
When it comes to this room, depth has been a topic the last few years. It feels like this room really has a lot of depth, and like you mentioned, a lot of different guys.
Yeah.
How does that help you guys as a room when it kind of comes to different packages you guys can install different guys? Do you think it'll help you guys stay fresh through the entire offseason and the season as well?
Yeah, I think at our position especially, going against old linemen who rarely ever rotate at all. I think it just helps us, being able to have 4 or 5, maybe even 6 guys who can go. I feel like we're getting closer to that. Not there yet, but I think we get 5 or 6 guys who can go, man, we're going to be forced to be reckoned with. I feel like that's the whole front. Linebacker, like Coach Tressel and Fick always stress being able to have at least 22 guys who can go. So we got 4 in our room, 4 in the D-line room, 4 linebacker, 4, you know what I'm saying? We can only be so much better. Keep guys fresh as well.
Obviously, this program's done a really good job getting linebackers into the NFL. It's been a while since you've been a first-round pick. Like, does that matter, do you think, for the perception of the program that maybe that top-level guy hasn't been coming out of here, but even though it's continued to put guys in the league?
Drafting just gets you in the door. In my opinion, one of the best players in the league, and Max Crosby's a 4th-round pick. So, you just got to get there. You get guys there, that's all you really can. Obviously, it's attractive where you got first-round picks and things like that, like the bigger programs we've had, like Alabama's, Ohio State's, things like that. But it don't, we got a big-time schedule. That's I think the biggest thing. You got opportunity. So, what you do when you get there is, I think, the biggest thing. We got another heck of a schedule this year, so the stage is set. So what you do with it is up to you, and you're going to have the opportunity after that.